In today's video, we are going to look at how to make this hair. Yes. Hello and thank you so much for tuning in. I am Fifi and welcome to my channel. If you are new, do consider subscribing and liking this video if it gels with your vibe. And to all my regular subscribers, thank you again for checking up on me and what I have been up to. And in this video, I am going to show you one of the easiest methods that you can do or make, or you can do to create hair on a let's just say very tight budget. Even though that was not the reason for why I created this video. The reason I created this video was I was doing the hair and I was like, okay, maybe somebody out there actually would like to see the video as well and know how to go about doing the process of creating their own hair. It's actually this hair, taking a synthetic hair piece and turning it curly and installing it on your head. I am going to follow up with the video of how I actually installed the hair, but then for now I just want to take you through how I made this hair. Please enjoy and do watch the video and take some tips and hopefully make your own hair as well. And if you have done the same, kindly let me know down below in the comments. And if you do find this video inspiring, give it a thumbs up, just give it a thumbs up. And also, just to add before I forget, the hair piece that I used was less than 50 rands, 50 bucks, and it took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to actually complete the whole process of making the hair piece. So do enjoy. It is a crimped up version of what I got up to in that 2 hours, and it would be followed up in, I think, a week with a video of how I installed the hair. I really hope you like. Let us get right into it.
Hi guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. Guess what? I took off my nails just to make the process fast and easy. And I'm going to show you a few things that you're going to need for this whole process. Firstly, it would be your hairpiece. It is a synthetic hairpiece. I chose Expression for this piece. Chose color number 1, and the hair itself was around 45 rand, and it is almost 82 inches long. So it is very long, and it is enough to fill one head, and a pair of scissors, of course, to cut through the hair and any ends that you are going to have, and wool. The wool you are going to use to secure the hair while you're busy plaiting on it. I'll show you in just a bit. Then another thing that you're gonna need is any structure that has 2 ends to it that you'll be able to use to support your wool. In this instant, I chose my meditation bank stool because you can easily just tie from one end to the other, and it would make the process very easy and straightforward. And as you can see just now, I'll show you. If you don't have a bank stool like this one, you can also use 2 legs of a chair or a stool. That works perfectly fine. And if you don't have a chair around, of which I don't think none of us don't have, you can just tie the wool into 2 poles of any structure that would be able to secure the wool for you. Just to make sure that the wool is tied in such a way that it has a very nice line that is secure and strong enough to just hold to the whole thing and make the process much easy. So basically that's what you are going to need as the first part to the whole thing. And while you're doing this, you might as well just have your boiling water on standby, because we are going to also need boiling water to finish the process. And yeah, let's get into it. Well, because I want to achieve a length with the hair, so I am going to cut it into two, which would give me around 40 inches long. Then that 40 inches divided by two would be around about, let's just say, 18 to 20 inches long. So that's the ideal length that I want to achieve with this hairstyle. It depends upon you. You can also look at how you want to cut it and what length you want. If you want it shorter, you can actually just cut it in a three, which would give you more or less around 12 inches, and it would really go a long way. So yeah, also having a comb around or a brush would really be very helpful in cutting in combing out the ends of the hair, just to make it look a semi-like hair instead of it being just a straight and narrow. And that is what you would want to also have. And yes, another thing that I've forgot to mention is have a hairband that you are going to use to secure the hair in place when you are done. And for the purpose of this video, I just decided to just do one part of the hair that I just cut, and I put the other one on the side. But then for the whole entire head, of course, I finished the whole hair. I just wanted to just work with one piece to make the video. And as you can see here, I'm tracing the hair, and just to give it that a semi hair like look, instead of it just being too broad and not being defined at the end. You know, you sort of like want to mimic the ends or that you normally would have with your hair. And it actually also makes it easier when you're braiding the hair to close the ends if you have traced the hair a bit. This is where also your comb or your brush would come in handy to just help you with the process. So you would do this for all the hairs that you have cut, in order for you to just have that seamless process happening on this instant. And brush off any split ends, just to remove whatever hair that is not going to be used, and just to line the hair nicely, so that even when you start parting it, it makes it very easy of a process to be. And yeah, let's get into how we actually start with placing the hair. What you would want to do is pick the size that you want to section for your twist, for your curls, I mean. And it honestly depends on you. If you want thicker curls, you would actually take bigger chunks of the hair. And for me, this was the size that I felt like it would be ideal for the kind of look that I wanted to achieve. And as you can see, now we are using the wool, and what you basically do here is you tie the strands of the hair the size that you want onto the wool. One reason being, it would make it easier for you when you boil the hair. You just make a loop, and just loop the hair into the loop and underneath the wool, so that it just joins to the wool and it sits nicely. I just want to show you another one. In the middle of the hair, you make a loop, take it underneath, pull both the sides of the hair into the loop and pull it on the side. And that's what you basically do for the rest of the hair. And the idea around this is to have these hair strands so that you would be able to start with your plaiting. And also, like I just alluded to earlier, when you're doing it on a string like this, it makes it easier when it gets to the boiling part. And also when you remove the wool, like literally you have the curl as closest to the hair as possible. And when the curl is as closest to the hair as possible, even when you put it on your head, the curl like literally starts from the scalp itself. So it just makes, or it helps create that defined look when it comes to the curls. But then yeah, like I said, you will see the end product when we take off these strands from the wool. And you can see also here that I've finished with the hairpiece, and I'm just going to take the parts that I would like to use per section of hair to make the size of the curl that I want. And in this instant, I took 6 strands to the side, and with that you start plaiting your cornrow on the hair itself. This is where you actually need a structure that would hold the wool together. So ideally, this is what you would do. You would move the parting from the rest of the hair, and according to how much you want, and you will split it apart, and you would make your cornrow. And let's see if I manage to. Yes, there we are. You just make your cornrow using the hairs that you've moved to the side, and you just go on and you just proceed and do make the cornrow up until the end of this hair piece, and you would basically just continue with the rest of the hairs. And just note here, guys, even though initially I showed you tracing half of the hair, when you actually look at all the hairs that's here, it's the whole hairpiece itself, because I actually managed to finish the whole hairpiece. So basically, this is what you would do to the rest of the hair, and up until you finish, you get to the end of the hairpiece, and you just tie a nice knot. This knot would also help you when it comes to the boiling of the hair, that it doesn't untangle. So you just finish the whole cornrow with a knot at the end to just secure the hair up until the end process of making this hair. And these would be the finished strands that you have at the end of playing with the hair, and they are ready for boiling. And you just take out the wool from the sides, and yeah, let's get them ready for boiling. But then first, let's also just make sure that the knots are in place. And yeah, here you see me putting the hair nicely into the boiling water and letting it dry. I'm using a towel here because I wanted to just use the hair as soon as possible, but then you can also just let them air dry if you are not going to be using them immediately. And it's quite advisable that you actually just let them air dry all together. And yeah, then where you made your knots, you just snip those off to be able to allow the process of untangling the hair. And once that is done, you would be ready to untangle the hair, and this is when it would give you that nice curly look that we wanted to achieve from the onset. So you would continue likewise, just unknotting the hair strands, and it's a bit of a daunting process, but then once you get the hang of it, it's as easy as peasy. So yeah, guys, then I just had to swap the hair to the other side so that I would detangle it quicker. And this is where I want to show you what happens when you finished untangling the hair. You would want to now look at taking it off from the wool. So this is basically what you would do. You would cut off the wool on the side that is closest to the first hair strand, and immediately you do that, it would allow for you to take off the hairs from the wool itself. So yeah, let's cut, and let me show you how you do that. You just pull it from the wool, and there you are. Once you pull it off, you can like literally see that it untangles very easily, and the curl is like literally from the closest point to the curl, and it would make it very nice when you start putting the hair on your head, because it would look like the curl like literally starts from the roots of your scalp. See, I'm just trying to show it to you what happens when you take it off the wool. It's like literally still one strand, and because of the motion or the method that we used to put the strands on the wool, it actually just allows for it to just unravel very, very easily. You just undo the knot a bit, and voila, there you have your hair strands. And that was my last strand, and I was just about to start with putting the hair on my head. It was still a bit damp, so I just allowed for it to air dry for just a few moments, and yeah, I started with the process, and I was really chuffed with the hair. I mean, from the straight silky hair that we had, we ended up with this product. These nice curly kinky hair, and you would want to tie them nicely around a hairband or an elastic band, just to keep them nicely secured in one place, while you just put the hair through the finishing touches of probably cutting the ends, or if there's any loose hair that is still all over the place, you would just want to secure them nicely in a hairband or an elastic band. Whichever you choose is perfectly fine. You would just do that, and yeah guys, that's the hair. That is the hair that we are going to be installing in just an hour or so. And because I didn't have anything to secure the band, I just used what was in front of me, and yeah, I just cut off a piece of the hair box, and I used that to just secure the band nicely so that it doesn't unravel and cause the hair to go a wire. So yeah, there you have it, nice and sleek. And yeah, it's just me going through and detangling some of the hairs to just take off any knots if there were knots, and to just take off any extra hairs at the ends, to just make the hair nice and uniform, and just cut off any extra split ends that are still prominent to the hair. And that is pretty much the process, and there we are with our new synthetic curly hair, which was very, very easy to do, and it was a breeze, just a breeze. I'm hoping that you can also just maybe try this method and let me know how it comes out for you, and let me know what you think of it. But then yeah, this is the hair guys, and I am loving the hair. And yeah, while we are still at it, please do like this video if you found it valuable, and comment and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you would want to see any of such videos going forward. But then yeah guys, thank you so much for watching through the end. I really, really appreciate you. Do watch out for a video on how I install the hair, and as always, I will see you on my next upload. Mwah!